The Outlander Plug-in Hybrid EV is easily the most impressive vehicle Mitsubishi produces today. While in years past we would have singled out now departed models like the 3000 GT and Lancer Revolution, Mitsubishi's focus on the SUV and UTA segments and those exciting cars, and indeed, almost all of its passenger cars globally, have disappeared. That's not to say the Outlander PHEV is merely the least boring of a boring assortment of vehicles. It won't set your pulse racing, but it's an impressive follow-up to a first-generation model that effectively created this segment. When the first Outlander PHEV arrived here in 2015, it had no competition. Now the new car faces a bevy of rivals, even as plug-in hybrid vehicles live in the shadow of their vastly more popular hybrid and battery electric counterparts. With this second generation, Mitsubishi has done quite a bit to stay on top, even beside the chunky purposeful new styling. Interestingly, the PHEV version of the Outlander uses an entirely different engine from the standard models. The non-hybrid Outlander switched over to a Nissan engine and CVT powertrain, but the new PHEV retains the Mitsubishi-designed Atkinson cycle 2.4-liter 4 from the previous generation. The two front motor generators function as a continuously variable automatic transmission. The one powers the wheels while the other acts as a generator to recapture energy on overrun or braking, using it to recharge the battery. To provide all-wheel drive, a third electric motor powers the rear axle with torque shuffled front to rear as required. The power of the two electric motors that drive its wheels, however, is far higher than in the old model, increasing to a combined 249 horsepower from 174. The total combined power of the engine and motors is 248 horsepower with peak torque of 332 pound-feet. The capacity of the lithium-ion battery pack, mounted below the cabin floor, rises to 20.0 kilowatt-hours from 13.8 previously. That, in turn, boosted range to a projected 38 miles from the outgoing model's 24 miles. Nowhere is the Outlander PHEV's transformation from first to second generation more tangible than in the interior. The old car's cabin was competitively roomy with some soft touch materials and a center stack helpfully angled towards the driver. That's where the positives ended. Overall, it had a dreary cabin that felt old and cheap, from the dated dashboard design to the thin hollow-feeling doors. The new car's doors feel much more substantial and feature soft touch trim and leatherette inserts. The door cards have a bit of flex to them, but overall they're much nicer. The infotainment system is somewhat less impressive, though still a massive step up from the old Outlander's dated unit. It offers a customizable home screen plus physical shortcut buttons, though the interfaces are a bit cluttered. It's not as slick as some rival systems, but the presence of a higher resolution surround view camera and wireless Apple CarPlay is much appreciated, though Android Auto still requires a cable to connect. In terms of storage, there's a decently large center console bin and glove compartment, little slots down the side of the center console wide enough to stash a wallet, and bottle holders in the doors large enough for 1L bottles. At the base of the center stack, there's a wireless charging pad that's nice and open, plus single USB-A, USB-C, and 12V outlets. The Outlander PHEV combines an Atkinson cycle 98 kilowatts 2.4-liter four-cylinder petrol engine with a 20.0 kilowatt-hours lithium-ion battery pack and twin electric motors, providing all-wheel drive. The two electric motors produce 85 kilowatts and 100 kilowatts, making for total system outputs are 185 kilowatts and 450 newton meters. A single-speed transaxle located on the front axle features a single fixed gear for the differential drive and another single gear for the generator drive, allowing the PHEV to work as either a series or parallel hybrid. As a series hybrid, the vehicle is driven by the motors using electricity generated by the engine. As a parallel hybrid, the vehicle is driven by the engine, which is in turn assisted by the motors. Regenerative braking features converting brake force into electric energy to charge the battery. A selectable save mode allows you to conserve battery charge for later, while charge mode uses the combustion engine to drive a generator and charge the battery.